Let's turn to our other big story today because there is some good news today for the economy. India appears to have stepped out of recession. The third quarter of the fiscal year figures 2021 posted a 0.4% growth. This is the first time the economy has shown some signs of growth since the lockdown. The overall growth of for the year, though, remains pegged at -8%. That's for fiscal 2020-21. Remember, in the first quarter, when the lockdown was there, the growth had shrunk to -24.4%. During the second quarter, the growth was at -7.5%. And a short while ago, I spoke to the chief economic advisor and asked him, was the worst really over for the economy? Listen in to what he had to say. Hello and welcome to this India Today special. After contracting for 2 consecutive quarters, India's gross domestic product has expanded to 0.4% in the 3 months ended December, leading to suggestions that India's economy is finally emerging out of a post-COVID recession and the worst may be over. Is that really the case? Joining me now is Dr. Krishnamurthy Subramanian, the Chief Economic Advisor of the Government of India. Appreciate your joining us, Dr. Subramanian. Do you believe that the worst is over? Looking at these numbers, a 0.4% rise in the economy, is that enough to say that the worst is over and we are finally out of recessionary mode?
I think, Rajdeep, if you would recall, after the Q1 numbers were out, we had mentioned, by looking at the high frequency indicators, about 58 of them that we track on a continual basis, that a V-shaped recovery is on. And indeed, after the decline of 23.9%, which incidentally has been now revised to 24.4% in the revised estimates, the GDP in the second quarter grew by 7.5. Not grew, actually contracted only by 7. Contracted by only 7.5%, and now we're actually at, in fact, the second quarter numbers also were revised to -7.3%, and now we are at 0.4%. So, which was our expectation, that we'll be marginally positive. And I think this should accelerate going forward into the fourth quarter of this year. And the expectation is that in the coming year, we should grow at about 11%. I think that is certainly good news. We are, emerging out of the recession that was caused by this unprecedented pandemic. And I think, it's correct to say that the worst is over.
You're saying that the worst is over. There will be skeptics who will say that it is too early to say that the worst is over because, for example, the output of 8 core infrastructure sectors have grown marginally by 0.1% in January from a year ago. But it could be a long drawn out process rather than a V as you're calling it. Others believe it could be a W, ups and downs over the next 12 to 24 months.
Rajdeep, I think with respect to the economy, especially during uncertain times that we went through during the pandemic, it is inevitable that there will be some differences. For instance, when we were mentioning that there is a V-shaped recovery, I don't think too many people believed it at that point in time. We're glad that that particular assessment has come true, and we do believe that the worst is over. I would like to particularly get into some of the details on these numbers, just to tell you why I'm convinced that things are looking up. Certainly, if you look at construction sector, which had declined by 49.4% in the first quarter, has grown by 6.3% in this quarter. Now, construction is extremely important, both from the demand perspective, because it has both forward and backward linkages, and at the same time, it's a sector that generates a lot of jobs, both in the formal and the informal sector, and through that, it'll also enhance demand by putting money in the hands of people. So I think that when you put it together with the gross fixed capital formation, which is essentially jargon for capital expenditure that is being done, by the in the economy, which had contracted by about 46.4% in the first quarter, has now grown by about 2.6%. So when you put the two together, construction activity, which happens because of fixed capital formation itself also increasing, I think that is very good, because this has the possibility of sustaining the recovery, because capital expenditure expands supply in the economy and also creates demand in a sustained manner. So when you look at these, I think the data clearly suggests that our earlier belief is getting strengthened further, that we are on the right track.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.